It's been revealed that Barcelona have got to get rid of, they must shed 200 million euros from their wage bill to comply with a La Liga salary limit.
Staggering.
So currently, Simon, what does this mean? It means this: they can't register any of their new signings. They are in a pickle, to say the least of it. It begs the question, are they now sitting ducks, Barcelona, when it comes to free agent Lionel Messi? Well, I mean, City can pick the moment.
First and foremost, it's jaw-dropping, the numbers that we're beginning to understand. First and foremost, 2 years ago, Barcelona had a wage bill of 671 million euros. Now, you've got to work that out and work out what that is an average per player, but it's a lot of dough, irrespective if you just strip out Lionel Messi and his king ransom. Everyone else has still got to spend a lot of money. That's been reduced down to 382 million under the guidelines that La Liga seem to be wanting their football clubs to follow, and it's right to get some governance in there. But how it leaves Barcelona, obviously these things tend to find their level and they tend to find solutions. It wasn't a few months ago, Jim, that we were talking about the potential meltdown economically of Barcelona and their complete and utter disarray that their finances were, because they were £1 billion in debt and they were having to make immediate payments and they were looking to refinance. That seems to have gone away, because here they are looking to sign new players and bring them into the roster. Now, of course, if they are unable to re-register the players, and Messi is still under contract, despite the fact he's a free agent, technically he's still under contract with Barcelona until the end of July. The way that it works is contracts expire on June the 30th, but you still can have an obligation and a right to retain some rights over players for a month after the June 30 deadline.
Yeah, but we're getting through July.
I know we are.
Potential suitors now, like Messi can move now.
The loaded question is, does it make them a sitting duck for other people to take Messi somewhere else? Yeah, well, of course it does, because if they can't meet the obligations that or the opportunity that Messi will see for himself in another salary deal at this stage in his career, which will be enormous, then it puts them in a situation as a hostage to fortune that anyone else can come in and talk to this guy and meet the outlandish, outrageous demands that he'll have for his salary. Because, I mean, look, I know he's Messi, and you did all that last year, but it's Messi. Right? But getting a footballer to be on £50 million a year or £60 million a year is staggering. It is staggering, and we have to get some context with it. But it will open the door for Barcelona to be more vulnerable than they ever were. But I still believe that it will end up with them being able to juggle, to move people in and out, to get some concessions and some deals with La Liga to be able to find a way to manage their finances.
They're going to have to go some.
They're going to have to go some, but you, in the same way that we know, whether we like it or we don't, that the big six hold big sway inside the Premier League, Barcelona, irrespective of the fact that Atletico Madrid won the league last year, Barcelona and Real Madrid are the poster boys for Spanish football. Yeah. They're the powerhouses. Yeah. So the economics of what they need to do, and this will, of course, perhaps steer into the reasons why they were so entrenched in their position of not backing down around the European Super League, because their need is so great for these sort of things to manifest themselves.
It shows us what a waste of time it was, Simon, for Raiola to be parading Haaland's father and Erling Haaland over in Barcelona, because they can't be takers
but
now.
It doesn't, because
I mean, PSG have moved for Sergio Ramos. The other clubs will be making their moves.
How many times have we heard this before? About people can't do these things. They're in this sort of position. Everything's going to fall apart. Barcelona are going to melt down. They were £1 billion in debt. And here we are 3 months later. Well, that's what they were. 3 months ago, we were talking about the fact that they were in meltdown. And you were saying to me, this club's in meltdown. They're going to do absolutely nothing. They're going to be... And I said, they're just going to refinance. They're going to restructure their debt like everybody else does. And they're going to refinance the package. They'll meet their obligations, and away we go again. It'll all be for background noise. And I suspect this will be the same. But what is jaw-dropping is when you actually start to hear. And it was jaw-dropping for me when I first walked into football. When I first walked into Palace and I started hearing about people on £30,000, £40,000 a week, I didn't think it was true. And then you walk in the door and you find out not only is it true, that they're actually incredibly ungrateful for it and think they're underpaid. Right? Yeah. And you move on from there. Yeah. But I think that when you look at these numbers coming up in Barcelona, let's get some context here. Man United's wage bill is 330 million quid. Barcelona's wage bill up until a year ago was 700 million euros. That's 450 million quid. That's the average player being on something like 15, 16 million pounds a year. I mean, these are astronomical, jaw-dropping, air-sucking in
the average
sums
player.
of money. Well, you can't not be. If you've got 25, 30 players and you've got a wage bill of 450 million quid, do the math. Do the math. You're talking about an average player being on certainly 12 million.
Them at the moment, though. I mean, to that extent, they are sitting ducks regards Messi.
Well, they are.
If anyone's ever going to get them, Messi out of Barcelona, they'll get him now.
Well, they are. There was always going to be that challenge because he was a free agent. So there was never going to be the double-ended sword, or double-sided sword, that people had last year, which was people wanting to pay for Messi at the same time as take on this enormous salary. Now they've got the opportunity to not pay for him, but still take on the outlandish salary. I'm willing to wager you that it will still be Lionel Messi sitting at Barcelona when the season starts next year. I know there's a potential interest from PSG, but it becomes less of a footballing decision now and more of a statement. But saying that, I'm going to argue against my own points. It didn't stop Ronaldo ripping it up in Juventus at 34 years of age.
That's right. That's right.
And Messi falls into that category, so maybe I'm wrong.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.